All right, what's up, YouTube friends? So I made it back from the river. I had a great time fishing. But I want to talk about something that matters now. I'm kind of um, putting information out, trying to get information back. So here's what I got. Here's what I got to present. I got an entire thing typed out about this, but I don't want to read it. So if you do the etymology for the word wandering, it says, excuse me, uh, lost, misaligned, or fallen. Okay? So the term wandering and lost, I'm sorry, fallen, wandering and fallen are one and the same. Okay? Now, we live in this world where there's this ancient religious structure that has convinced people that God lives in the sky. How in this world people accepted that, I don't know. I guess it's just what it is. But people believe that God lives in the sky. Now, there's these religions throughout time, okay? And they all have the same exact stories. Uh, Saturn is Hades, Zeus is Jupiter, but Zeus is also Odin and Atum and all the other kings of the pantheons. Those gods, they all existed in the sky too. Mount Olympus. I've just recently discovered that the Greeks, like, they didn't actually believe that if they climbed Mount Olympus, the gods would be there. It was just a pinnacle reference, which speaks to something even greater than what I'm discussing here. But it's demigods. A demigod is a man, half God. Okay, the Bible that we have today tells us that man and God are one. When you take the man and you shrink him, and you take the God within you and let him do his thing, you're a demigod. That's the same thing, different periods of time. There's demigods among us now. There's several. I don't know exactly if you could call them demigods or if people would even accept that terminology, but I can tell you that it's easy to see who God loves. You can tell them easily. Anyway, let me get back to this. So there's let me be brief. I'm sorry. So the terms wandering star and fallen angel are identical. Okay? So if the wandering stars, the planets, are the fallen angels, okay? And we have this entire religious structure that's dedicated to worshiping the sky. That pretty much makes it obvious that the ancient Babylonian mystery religion is astrology. Because the religious structure that we have today is built on, identical to, the ancient Babylonian mystery religion. It's the same exact thing. It's always been the same. Always. The religion we have today is Babylonian. I'm pretty sure I've broken this down in like 7 other videos. But astrology is the ancient Babylonian mystery religion. When you see things like Saturn, which is a car manufacturer, but it's named Saturn after the planet. The logo is Saturn with a ring. And like, for example, Toyota, which is the image on it is an astrological sign. Every corporation in the world has an astrological sign because they're part of this religious structure. I mean, if you wanted to make the argument, you could even make the argument that the cross is a constellation called the Great Northern Cross. Um, so, what concerns me is, oh, hold on, guys, my bad. So there was a wise old sage, okay, and he was on his mountain, which to the people that know him is in his chair, um, and he produced a quote for us, and the quote said, they as in the people that rule the world, they don't do anything without looking to the sky first. Now, that wise old sage, his name was Matt McKinley. Um, and there's plenty of things, good things, that could be said about Matt, but that's not for me. Wonderful guy, though. So he gave us that quote, and it's true. It's true. Astrology, it seems like the higher up you go in society, the more prevalent this astrology becomes. It's the Babylonian mystery religion. But what concerns me is people say fallen angels rule the world. And that's nonsensical. I know a lot of people ain't going to want to hear this, but there is no entity, an individual entity, that is like superhuman or even at all. There's no entity that is individual and external to man that exists. Everything exists within man. Everything outside of man is dead, unless it's like animals, trees, plants. All there is man. That's it. Man, animal, plant. Okay? There's nothing superhuman or supernatural outside of man. Here. And so when people say fallen angels rule the world, or the leaders of the world are instructed and led by fallen angels, that's true. Because any time that you take the things inside of you and you ignore them or you reject them, and then you look to the sky where the dead things are to make your decisions, you are taking the truth, which is internal, where God dwells, where everything that's alive is. You're taking that and casting it aside and choosing to worship and obey dead things, the wandering stars, the planets, the fallen angels. That's what that is. So it is true that fallen angels are guiding the leaders of the world. It's true, because they look to astrology to make decisions. But anyone could do that, and like I said, it's not some external entity that actually speaks and has a voice. It's just dead things in the sky. So the issue is, they seem to be right. The people, it just so happens that the people who turn to these fallen angels for instruction are the people that ended up taking over the world. We can talk about why that is. That's because life, existence, is all about cycles. And the planets just so happen to mirror what happens on Earth. As above, so below. Okay? That's not only saying as above in the higher nature, so below is an image, the six-pointed star, the triangle up, the triangle down, the higher nature, the lower nature, as above, so below. But it's also in the heavens, so too on earth. It has to be. So they can look to the sky to figure out things that are happening on the earth. A big part of that is the only thing, I think I've said this before, the only force of change on earth is man. If anything changes, it's because someone or people want it to, and they change it with action. This is the world of action. Um, so it is true that the world leaders consult with fallen angels, wandering stars, and it is true that they seem to get accurate information from these fallen stars, wandering angels. Um, it it seems to be true because cycles, because life is cycles. If if a world leader was trying to guess or trying to figure out when winter was going to start by looking to the fallen angels, it could be done. And so too could anything else. It cycles. There's even things like economic emergencies happen in September. Things like violence and wars happen in March. Um, it's always been that way. I mean, it makes sense. In the northern hemisphere, you ain't gonna find many wars happening in December, but I guess that is what it is. Um, all right, I guess that's good enough. I just wanted to have this discussion. So one last thing before I go, it just struck me recently that maybe this place where we live here, this Earth, this is so this is the land of 1 in a million. The things that don't make sense are the things that seem to happen, and the things that are logical and seem like, of course, that would be it. Those don't happen, and it's something I'm going to explore over the next few days. Maybe there's a million things I need to explore already. Maybe one day I'll just get lost. Um, but maybe this whole world is the world of the impossible. It really makes you think. But I guess that's it, guys. I love you all. I'll be back soon as I can. Um, I got to try to not feed YouTube too much, that it recommends me to people that are just, you know, normies, they're called. No disrespect to them. But also, it lets people know that I still exist. So I'll find a balance. Again, love you guys. I'll see you soon. Peace out.